Hello, I'm Kevin Watson from the Centre for Academic Development, and this video is all about getting started with Zoom for learning. So this is for Zoom for using at Brooks in your classes and so on. Now, before you can do anything with Zoom, you're going to need to register for a Brooks Zoom account. And the way that you do that is likely to be different to what you've done before if you've used Zoom before. So go to brooks.zoom.us and follow the online instructions. And one of the things that you might want to do while you're in here is set yourself a profile picture. So let's just see how we do that. So here I am in my Zoom profile page, and you will see that there is an option to add a picture here. At the moment it's blank, but underneath you'll see the word change. If I click on the word change, I can then upload a picture of myself from my computer. Just move that so we can see my face if we must. Save, and there it is. I've got a picture on my profile. If you're using a PC or a Mac, you'll want to use the desktop application if possible rather than just a web browser, because that gives you more features, and that seems to download automatically when you first log into Zoom on your computer. One issue that's come up is that we have many students who share computers with other people in their household, and those people may have Zoom accounts, in which case it's important that you are able to log in as yourself and not someone else, and be on your Brooks account rather than something else. So let me just show you how you do that with the desktop application. So I'm going to open Zoom. I'm going to click on Sign In. And you'll notice that I have these three options: sign in with SSO, sign in with Google, sign in with Facebook. I'm going to go for the SSO one. This is what I would do once I already have a Brooks account. So I've been to the website first, but I'll click on sign in with SSO, and it will tell me that it's brooks.zoom.us. Continue, and just sign in the normal way on the Brooks site, and that will basically log me in with my Brooks ID. For classes, you'll usually be accessing Zoom via Moodle, so you'll need to go to the relevant Moodle site and click on the link for the Zoom meeting from there. So in this case, I'm using the example of one of our academic English classes. So here I am in a Zoom meeting, which I'm going to show you some of the controls. You won't, when you're a student, have all the controls that I've got at the bottom of my screen right now, but hopefully there's enough here that you'll be able to navigate well when you use it. I should have said that before you go into the meeting, do check that everything's appropriate behind you, that there's no material on the wall that some people might find offensive, that you're not in your pajamas and all that kind of thing, because this is a classroom. It's a virtual classroom, yes, but it's a classroom, so it's important to be appropriate for that setting. So things to check once you arrive is that your sound is working, and at the bottom here you can see in the bottom left of Zoom there's a little microphone icon with an arrow pointing upwards next to it. So we click on the arrow up, I can see some options here. First of all, I can select which microphone to use. I would say, if at all possible, use a headset. Don't just go with the computer sound. If you've got a headset or even headphones, use them, because using headphones or a headset will reduce the risk of squelching noises and echo appearing on the recording. So it makes it easier to communicate with people. Don't worry if you don't have those things, but best practice is to have either a headset or headphones when you're using it. If you're wondering whether your sound is working, you can basically click on the test speaker and microphone button, and that will run a test for you and play back to yourself and so on. So also, it's good practice to mute yourself when you enter a meeting. A lot of meetings will be set up to do that automatically, but to mute and unmute yourself, just click on the button on the bottom left. So unmuted. The same is true of the camera. We've got a camera icon right next to the sound one, handily. I can switch my video off, and I can switch it back on again using that. And the rules for when you have your camera on or off, or the conventions for that, will vary from one type of meeting to another type of meeting. But I would say that if you're in a breakout room with a small group of people, it is helpful, if you're comfortable with that, to turn your camera on so people can see how you're reacting to what they're saying, and you can encourage them and so on. Otherwise, people might think you've left the building, so to speak. The university has chosen to use Zoom for a variety of reasons, and one of those reasons is the availability of breakout rooms, which you'll see on here. I can create breakout rooms from here. You really don't need to know much about these right now. If you're in a class and someone sends you into one, you'll get a prompt automatically on your screen, and you just follow the prompt to do that. One feature of Zoom is that you can share a screen. Again, your lecturer may have enabled this or disabled it. It's useful to know that you can do it in a breakout room. So just to demonstrate that, I'm going to click on Share Screen. And you can see also you can share sound. So for example, here's something we can share. That's quite enough of that. So you can share screens on here as well. Another important feature of Zoom that you might use quite regularly is the chat feature. And you can see there's a little speech bubble there. I'll click on that. And if there were more people in the room, obviously there's only me here, but I could chat in that box there. And you might, when you do that, lecturers might not respond immediately. They may have certain sections within the class. When they go back to the chat and have a look at it, it's not something you can do constantly, but it is a good place to put comments. And again, follow the lecturer's lead in when to use chat and when to use other forms of communication. So that's kind of a basic overview of the main features of Zoom. It's something that you will learn as you go. It is something that you will get more comfortable with as you use it more. And it is certainly a good way of doing quite a lot of different things within the virtual classroom.